Are your tax dollars being poured down the drain?
An exclusive I-Team investigation shows you how the sewers of Cedar Rapids are being flushed with thousands of your dollars.
Students in Waterloo are wondering what's next after a gun winds up in school. Good evening, everyone. I'm Amy Johnson.
And I'm Bob Hilton. Also tonight, the story of the school secretary and the missing $10,000.
News Channel 2 at 6 is next.
This is KGAN News Channel 2 with Amy Johnson and Bob Hilton. The news starts now.
These Cedar Rapids Sewer Department workers are pouring more than a cleaning chemical down the drain. You'll be amazed at what this process is costing you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. The city of Cedar Rapids is apparently flushing hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars right down the drain.
The city sewer department is buying chemicals for big bucks, then dumping them down city manholes. I-Team reporter Sandy Reescraft uncovered this waste of our money and joins us now.
Sandy, how long has this been going on?
Well, Bob, Amy, as far as we can tell, the city's been using dumping chemicals for years. It's disturbing for many reasons, though. The city is spending over $163,000 a year for a sewer degreaser that may not even work. In fact, none of the neighboring cities we checked even use it. On top of that, the chemical is dangerous. But city workers we found dumping the stuff were not properly protected, and you are paying for it all. It's Monday afternoon, about 1 o'clock. News Channel 2's I-Team finds these city workers dumping 3 55-gallon drums of chemical down the 2nd Street sewer line near Quaker Oats.
Can I ask you guys what you're dumping? What is this stuff?
Quietly, one sewer department worker tells us it's sewer solvent, but he won't tell us why he's dumping it here. Another question.
How many gallons are you dumping today?
While they didn't know or wouldn't tell us how much they were dumping, we later found out. It turns out they dumped 220 gallons of a potassium hydroxide mixture on this day alone. Sewer Department Supervisor Rick Hermanson says it's to help clean a serious buildup of grease like this in this sewer line. But a source who claimed to be a former city employee tells us workers are told to dump the chemical just to get rid of it. Get rid of it to make room for more the city sewer department buys. Just go dump it. Get rid of it.
Okay.
Does that happen?
I don't feel so.
Do you have documentation of how often you dump and where you dump the chemical?
Actually, no, we just dump it. We've never had no official forms ever for doing anything like that. Okay.
No documentation for a chemical that isn't cheap. Intertrade Chemicals sells sewer solvent to the city and has been for years at about $28 a gallon. At that price, $6,000 of it was dumped here while we watched Monday afternoon. If it sounds like a lot of money down the drain, well, it is a lot of money. This document of purchases we obtained shows just how much of your money is being spent to clean this sewer line. In 1 year's time, from January 1993 to January 94, the city purchased more than $163,000 of sewer solvent from Intertrade Chemical. Purchased it without ever considering bids from other suppliers who say they can offer a similar chemical to do the same job at a fraction of the cost. Look at this. Intertrade was selling sewer solvent to the city for $27.50 a gallon. But Hydride of Waterloo will sell us a product that will accomplish the same job for just $1.80 a gallon. That means the $1,500 we've been paying for 1 drum of sewer solvent could have been purchased for as little as $130.
I kind of inherited what was going on, and I did not know or have the time to compare prices or to send out bids.
Is somebody lining their pockets here?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think so.
Now, literally, the same day we began investigating the dumping, the city decided to change its long-standing policy on buying the chemical. Hermanson says the purchase of sewer solvent is now open for bids for
from any supplier.
Sandy, this is quite a story. Well, first of all, what does Intertrade Chemical have to say? Why is it so expensive and doesn't even work?
Well, Intertrade says that we're not comparing apples to apples here. They say their product is better, it works better, therefore the cost is justified.
Well, if it is good and it is effective, then are other cities using it?
Well, I spoke with 5 cities, all the way from Dubuque, Waterloo, down through Des Moines. None of them use any chemicals in their sewer systems. They say it's just not environmentally correct anymore, and besides that, they question whether it even works.
An amazing story. Thanks,
Quite a
Sandy.
story. Thanks, Sandy.
Well, the fact that the city changed a long-standing policy just 2 days ago when we started this investigation shows the story is still unfolding.
And our I-Team will continue to bring you the latest. Now, tomorrow night at 6, Sandy will have the reaction from the city on what happens next.
2 Waterloo students, 113